Hey everybody, welcome back. Well, I was going to start putting stuff on the front of this. This is a scrambler, and first of all, this, as you can see, I don't know if you can see it, that thing's shot. See it? I don't know if you can see it. Shot. So I'm going to take the one off the other one, so it's easier to go ahead and get this out now with nothing on it. Let's look at this one. This one's really easy. But this one's in good shape. So it's easier to do that one now than to put everything on it and then try to change this axle out. So that's what I'm going to do. I got these punched out with a punch. You see there? Punched out with the punch. Two of them. And I'll show you a little trick I did with that. Not this one, but this one over here, because it's kind of underneath there. It's kind of hard to get to it, as you see there. And you can't, you know, first of all, you would think, okay, well, you can drive it this way. You know, drive it out, that pin. You can drive that pin out that way, but look behind that. You can't do that. It's going to hit that part there. See that? So you have to drive it straight down. And look at the long distance from there to there. So let me put you in my stand and I'll show you what I got here. Okay, so what I got here is I got this punch set with some rubber hose and this punch here into there. So what it does is you can reach it from way, see if you're seeing that there. So you can reach it from way up here. Going on, see? So then you can reach it right there, and you can hit this, and it taps it right on through. So that works out. You got to work on keeping it straight. Use two hands. You know, have a hand holding it down here, and the hammer is. So that's if you need to extend your punch. If you got a nice long punch, hey, great. I didn't have that, so this worked out pretty good. So I just want to show you, and I'm probably going to use that system there to put it back in when I put it back in. Alright, so now I got to get this tire off and get to all this stuff here. Now let me get the tools for all that. You're going to have to sit there and wait for me to get all my stuff together here, and I'll bring you back. Alright, here we go. Let's get down to the issue here at hand. Put you guys closer. So this looks like it might be something's leaking, so I got to figure out if the seals are bad or what on it. If they are, then I'll probably have to swap off from the other one to get this work. Oh, but here we got to take the brakes off. It's a 13, probably be 12, or I mean half inch or 13. To take that off of there. Two bolts, taking that off, and I'm glad to see it's got some nice meat to the brakes. The brakes are in good shape, so that's good. I don't have to replace those because I like it having good brakes and everything when I get them all done, you know. But the brakes are fine on that. Show up that on there a little longer. It's good old time, right? Pull that off of there. Now what we got to do is you got in here, these are like a star. I think I probably got it right here. Yep. This is a star. You can see there. And in my little ratchet. Now in here is where there's oil inside here, and this is where you have to take it apart. This is where all the little mechanism is for the four-wheel drive. So before I get too wrapped up in form, before I pop this cap off, I gotta find a can to put underneath there. to catch whatever oil is going to be coming out of there. The way it looks, maybe all the oil's out already from all that. Still, we don't want a big old mess on the ground, right? So, let me find my, here it is. Hand up underneath here. Get those where they're not going to get lost. And there's a little slot here. Put that there. Where you can put a screwdriver. Both ends here. So you can pry this thing out. Let's work along here. It's eventually working its way out here. It seems pretty dry to me. Look what's going on here. I seen one time I opened this up. It didn't really want to work. The four-wheel drive didn't want to work. Well, somebody just filled it full of grease. Which, yeah, that's nice and clean. But there's nothing in there. As you can see, nothing's dripping out. That's not good. Because there should be fluid in there. But they packed it full of grease. And the problem is the four-wheel drive didn't want to work. Because it needs it was too thick, and I don't think it wanted to, it was too thick, so it wasn't letting it engage, which I think that little magnet, what it uses the magnetation is what, and I'll show it to you when I get it out here, how this Polaris front hub works, if you want to know. This might be old news to you. Oh, there we go. Pulled it out. Now I try to put, it's got some oil. It's got a good amount, but it looks like it's been leaking out, so I don't know what's up with that. Oh, there's something coming out the back end. There's some pouring out of there. The seal don't look bad. But, so here what we got here, see this here? Well, you can see that. Well, when, this has got coils. You see here's a wire coming down, coming into here. And what it does is, it magnetizes. And you can see this is all aluminum. Well, it magnetizes it and stops it and then throws it out. I'm sorry, I can't probably get it to do it. Let's see if I can get it to do it. I can't get it to do it. But what it does is then it grabs on the inside of here. Inside of this, it grabs on. So you can imagine this thing expands, grabs onto the side. And it does really good. It does the job and works pretty good. They've used this forever. Polaris has. Now you want to keep that clean. You don't want to get all crud on it. So I'm going to stack it up over here the way it goes in. I always like trying to put it the way it's come out. You know, I do know how I'm going, but I like doing it anyway just to make sure that I'm getting it right. So you can see how all that comes off of the little spacer. Okay. Well, let's see. Now we got this free. But what we need to do, let's move this off to the side. I got to take on this bottom thing. So it's right here. It all turns this into magnetic, which makes that thing spread out. Especially when you spin, spreads it out and grabs on and does a real good job of make, you know, four-wheel drive on there. And like I said, they've used it for years. It's proven, and halfway. You might think but it's halfway simple too. It's not really that complex. I've dealt with it. I've used them and messed with them, and it's a pretty good system. And it's like, what's neat about it is like lockers on the front end. So when you're running two-wheel drive, you're not running all this stuff. Now Now the motor is, on this one the motor is spinning it. It is spinning it, but you're not working it when you're driving. So I don't know what's the difference is. It's kind of nice to cut it out here on the thing. That's what a lot of them do. They cut it out right there, and this all will still spin too. So I don't know what's, you know, different companies, they use different things. And Polaris is up even to 2012 still use the same. No, I take that back. In 2012, I know I have a 2012, and they used the locking into the system here. That's where they lock it in and out, and they got rid of this system here. Which I can imagine this is a lot more costly. This costs a lot more to have this system, because you can imagine all this workings that you got going on here. So it costs a lot more. So there, I got that bottom cutter key out there, and it should be 9/16. It's the same as what the your I don't know, that might not be, that might be ½ inch, but it came off anyway. That's a good socket for you, right? Now, if I've seen my other videos, you know, you just hit this bottom, pops it down. Hopefully you saw that. Yeah, you see that. Yeah. So you pop that down. Now you can pull this out. That was bad one. That wasn't doing nothing. That wasn't doing nothing. Let's just push that over there. Now this is far enough out. I should. Oh. Okay, it must not be all the way, so I got to push that pin through farther. I thought I had it all the way through there, but I did not. So let's push. It might be. I need something smaller. I thought that had it all the way out, but. All right. Oh, I'm hitting, that's why. So I need to turn it. Let's turn it here, because I was hitting that was hitting the bottom. Let's grab. I know you don't see what I'm doing over here. Underneath here, I got to pull that pin out. There's a. I'm going to pull it completely out. There it is. There's the pin. Now I'm dropping all my stuff. Okay, now this should just pull out. You know, I probably would have put it out just in there tight. Gonna have to pry it out. Get some work behind it. I think it's coming. Yeah, there it goes. That's just a little tight in there. There it is. Now, if you see there, that pin goes through. That's what holds the whole thing together. The pin goes all the way through there. And you'll see on here it has a. Over here, see it? That's where it goes on there in the hole. So, all right. Now I'm going to have to go over there and take the other one off. When I get that one off, I'll show you how I'm going to this. I need this part to put on the other one. So I need to beat this U-joint out and put on the other one. So I'll show you that when I get to that point. The other one, you don't need to see how it comes apart. I just showed you here how it comes apart, so you already seen it. So I'll bring you back on when I get that accomplished. I got the other one off, and good news, look. It's the same thing. I thought it was different. So great. So all I got to do here is put this one back onto here, and good to go. That's good. They made them the same. I'm glad to see that. So we're going to put that into there, and then we're going to turn this. So what you want to do is, let me get you over here. Now you can see the hole here. See the hole right there? And that's got to be lined up with it, because that pin's got to go through that hole. So make sure you got that lined up before you start tapping that through. Tapping that back through there. Now I'm going to throw a little WD-40 on there so that slides on there a lot easier than it was when I pulled it off. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And let's get you back in here. And let me grab the WD-40. That'll help everything work a little better there. I still got my punch there. All right, let's just line that up. There it is. Now, what you can start doing is, I gotta go grab my hammer. Just gonna start tapping that down in there slowly and feel it. Well, it's going. See, you just do a little bit, and then you might have to move it back and forth this way or this way to make sure you got in there. But hey, like I said, every dog's got his day, and that was mine because I had it lined up exactly. Now, hey, like I said, every dog's got his day. All right, now we're going to put this bottom back on. Just put that back in there. Put the 9/16 is what the wrench or socket you use. Put that back up in there. We'll get a new cotter key for it. And we'll put that in there. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take everything from, I can't take everything from there. Put this, all this stuff back in here. Let's see. And I think there we go. I think there's one on the other side. Yeah, I got ahead of myself. Sorry about that, people. Got ahead of myself. This I gotta put, first of all, first comes first, you gotta put this bearing, and you ain't even looking at it, are you? I got you in the wrong spot, sorry about that. You gotta put this bearing on here. Well, I gotta go grab the other one here, I'll be right back. Grab the other one. And there might be a little bit different in the side there. And here. Alright, got that bearing in there. You got to put one behind that first. And then it brings up to here. And then you have another bearing. Oops. Spot here. Then the other bearing. So this all slips onto here. Make sure this is in the groove. You're trying to pop out on me. Oh, I see this thing slipping out. Like, why is that doing it? That's slipping out. That's what it was. Okay, put those in there. Okay, it's already on there. Okay. Oh, pop it out of there. Come on. Then we put this one on. So this goes one way. Then we have the other bearings already in here. That'll go into here. Just like that. Now, this is a whole different, gotta grab a whole different thing, different than the other one, the nut and all that. got a washer and a nut, because this one's different. And this nut has left-handed threads. So this one's a little different than the last one, than that one there, because this is a little older. So they must have changed stuff up. So it looks like it's spinning there good. Let's get this out of here. Okay, that's good. There it is. Now we'll put our, you'll have to get this, make sure you got it in there good, but that's how you're going to fill your oil in when you put your cap back on and all that. We'll clean all this up and hopefully it don't leak no more. If it does, we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there. Now I just made a mess because this thing wouldn't go back in there. Alright, well, I hope that it'll carry on and show you more in a little bit. Hey, welcome back everybody. Well, here we are back on the Explorer, and as you can see, I got a lot of plastic set up. I just had to cut that piece off, but that's for this under here will work for that mount there. I don't know if I can see that or not. This mount over here, which holds this on. Now the difference is, you can see the difference here between here and here. Right there. And that is because of these shocks. See how those are? I don't know if you can see them, but they're hitting up there because these go up higher. Because these are for jumping, so they're a little stiffer. Now I'm kicking around, and if it's an issue, I'm going to do it. I'm going to drill a hole in here right where that is, which is right here. Drill a hole and give that a relief. So then this can go down the inch or whatever it is, and it would give it a relief for that. So that's what I might do. I'm going to see how everything lines up first. I just put these on. These are not attached to this yet. And as you can see, most of them ain't even going to make it. As you can see the difference, the hole there. But that's beside the point. We're going to go through that. Here's what I had to modify here. I had to cut that out because this tower, since this is a bigger shock and it's made for taking more jumps, higher jumps and everything, I had to relief that to move that forward up to here. Because these are the original, and these line up with these bolts. And then I cut those off. You can see where I cut it there. Cut these off of the other one, and I'll go over there and show you that. Here, these are right here. You can see it's a piece of metal sitting on top. I got one bolt in it here, just holding it on. And that's what supports the rack, the back rack. That's why the other one didn't have it. It didn't have the back rack. That's why I had to do these in the front here, because this didn't have, of course, a front rack. So let me get my, because for some reason this phone I use, it needs more light. Alright, I don't know what that's from. Something. So this is what I put on. Got this on to mount onto here. You can see that the holes don't line up there. I'm going to have to re-drill those. But this does match up with that. That's going to hold that. You can see where I cut it here. You can see it right there. Cut that. I had to cut these out to relief for this muffler holder where the other one didn't have it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack that up. I'm going to tack that. Tack it over here. And I almost really wouldn't have to. I got bolts in it. There's going to be bolts in it holding it. But I'll just tack it in a few places. I got to drill a couple holes here. See, these bolts will be in it. And it shouldn't go anywhere. But, you know. But that's all kind of on there. And just wanted to mock that up to see how that would work. And here's what I cut off. You can see where those other things were sitting on here, and I had to cut them off so I could put them on over on the other one there. So let's see what else. This here is going to be pretty simple. I'll just take all these, undo these, and they should, you can see back in there, they'll set right up into this one. They're pretty well about the same thing. So I'll just put those up in there. And I'm going to make a plate. I can almost leave this the way it is. I might end up just leaving this thing the way it is, or I might make get a piece of metal and kind of bend it and do a little shape. I don't know. You know, do a little shape around it. I'll cross that bridge later. I probably might even mess with it. It looks kind of nice the way it is. Might just leave it like that. Now the petcock that I got to put in here, that is for the shutoff. This is where the old shutoff was on the Scrambler. You can see that's just welded on. That's the old one. See it in there? Don't work no more because we have the petcock. You can see it right there. Well, we got the gas tank. So you got the gas tank, got two of them. Got the one for reserve and one for regular. Now, as you see here, I got some stuff stuffed underneath there. Well, this is what I had issues with. Let me cut these. That was just to hold it. Okay, so what I had was this, where this sits, you can see it underneath there. See, it hits that carburetor. Well, really, on the other one, it wasn't an issue because it was different. The carburetor didn't go up that high. Well, this one, the carburetor does. On this 500, comes up farther. So I had to put that in there to, I might mark up there like that. I think it might be too high to fit in there. I'll see. If that works, it might work. We'll see. But I had to heat up the tank and to put the indentation for a little close in there. So I took a heat gun, I turned it over, heated the heat gun, heated it up real good, and I pushed it down, indented it, and then pushed it, heated it up some more, pushed it down again, and then I heated it up and I put a bunch of stuff behind it like this, and I smashed it down on there tight to be able to conform to what's there. But that might work right like that. And then these, wrong one, these go in here like this. So that might work. I might just drill a couple holes in there, see there, and put that on there. As long as that's not up too high, I'll be doing all right. So that's what I'm probably going to work on next and see about that. Putting that on. This is from the old one. I'll have to see if I got a, I can't remember if I have a breather for this or not. I should, but I'm not for sure. So that's about where it's at so far. Things are lining up pretty good. I mean, some of this stuff doesn't need to be here. This doesn't need to be here, because this had that chain going through that. This is a little off. See how this is hitting that? So I might have to do a relief cut for that. I'm waiting until I get everything. This is bent up too. This one here is bent up, so I got to bend it down. That's going to make a difference. But yeah, I'll just do a relief cut if I need to. I'll just do a relief cut for this, whatever it takes to make that work. I thought about using this one. It just didn't look like it was going to work properly. I still don't know for sure. I forgot. I looked at it before I put it all on here. It just didn't seem to want to work right. So I'm going to try to make that one work. Now my shifter here, I got to get this other piece. There's another piece that goes in here. And it goes over to here. And here's my shifter. I got this. There's a reverse. There's forward. So there's reverse. There's forward. So I'm going to have to probably do some modification to this piece that goes up in here. I can cut this and move this. I really don't want to, because that gets into other issues, because some stuff I ain't forgetting that, hey, I wasn't sure on. I might try to make this longer, which it's got a lot of threads out already. I don't know if you can see that. A lot of threads out on both sides. But if I can make that longer, then it might stop here. It'd be all right here instead of all the way up to here. So I'll cross that bridge. I have to go out there and get those pieces and see what they look like. Let's see what else. I was thinking about dropping it down, but it won't. I don't think it'll work. I might be able to drop it. If I drop it down one more, I can shore those up. That'll get me down to here. So I might do that. I might drop that down and see if that's going to work. And then I'll have to make this shorter. Now if this don't go short enough, because see when you go back there, that means this one's really going to go back here. So then it'll be here and here. So I'll have to play with that and see what I can get. That's stuff I can play with later. I'm just trying to get the gist of it down so I can get it put up and put back up here, and put it together. The gas tank set in there pretty good. It's not a perfect fit. I mean, but it's right there pretty close. So it's doing pretty good. I'm not sure what I showed on the other one. I don't know if I showed. I put a new, that's my lights. Yeah, that's another thing I'm going to have to find. See, one of these, I think this went to my lights right here. The other lights, I can't remember. I'm going to have to find out. So I'm going to have to rig this up. Where is it at? Here it is, right down here. Okay, something's stuck. But I got hooked it up for these lights here. To get it to these lights. So, and this thing here needs to be reset. Remember, I took that off. What's this? Nothing, just some zip screws and put that in there. That'll be nothing. So, that's about where I get. I can't remember. I don't think I did show you either that I replaced this one with the one off of the Ford Explorer. But this is the handlebars for the Scrambler. But this is, so I don't know if I showed you that or not. But I guess got to switch that over. I got the brakes. The brakes are all working. The all-wheel drive should now work. I got to put those tires and rims on here. And I think I'm about done with everything on this. Here, all I need off of that. I don't think there's anything else I need off of that. So, well, that's about where I'm at. Once I get it all pieced together, I'll take you a walk around it. And take you a walk around it, and then we'll take it for a ride, hopefully. That's what I'm looking forward to. Get it all figured out and take you for a ride. So, hey, I hope this helps somebody. I mean, if you're trying to do something like this, give you some ideas of what I did and to help you out. And come along with me. We're going to finish this thing up. And thanks for watching, subscribing, push the bell, get notifications every time I'm putting up a video of you don't know what. Like I say every day you're up, white, and rocking. Every day you're up, white, and walking. It's a good day. Take care, everybody.